Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Gina Barty.
And I'm Danielle Irby. Thanks for joining us. The defense wrapped up its case in the Sean Orbansky murder trial.
But not before the judge presiding over the case dealt the prosecution a significant blow. Our Byron Scott has the story.
Judge Lawrence Hill dealt the prosecution a significant blow today when he tossed out the hate crime charges against Sean Orbansky. The decision came at the end of the day. The defense motioned to have the hate crime charges dropped against their client, 24-year-old Sean Orbansky. After hearing from both sides without the jury present, the judge said the question, according to the hate crime statute, was whether the defendant struck the victim only because he was black. That statute, Judge Hill said, requires that the act, that specific moment, be tied to racist ideology. Closing arguments expected tomorrow, followed by deliberations. At the courthouse, Byron Scott, CTV News.
The judge also ruled that the jury can consider first-degree murder, which could mean life behind bars. Jurors can also consider second-degree murder, which carries a maximum of 30 years behind bars. They can also acquit on all charges. Meantime, Shoppers Food Warehouse workers are demanding answers following reports that 13 local stores are closing, leaving thousands of employees without jobs. Workers, union representatives, and elected officials gathered today outside a Landover store slated for closure. Employees say they are frustrated.
I never thought we would be treated with such little respect by a company and no regard for the employees, our families, or even the community here. They're not allowing us to transfer to other stores.
It's just so heartless. You're taking people's jobs away when it's the time of the year that they're supposed to be supporting their families and going into the year, as smoothly as possible.
Shoppers will be sold to 3 separate grocery chains, including Compare Foods, Lidl. The AFL-CIO is hosting a resource fair on January 11th for workers affected by Shoppers closing.
Bipartisan rhetoric continues on the eve of a House vote on impeachment. Party leaders debated the rules of impeachment proceedings today ahead of an all but certain vote by Democratic lawmakers to remove President Trump from office for high crimes and misdemeanors. Senate Leader Mitch McConnell rebuffed a call by Democrats to call 4 witnesses who have firsthand knowledge of Mr. Trump's dealings with Ukraine and charges that he pressured its leader for help in the 2020 election. Maryland's Jamie Raskin was among the first to testify this morning before the Rules Committee.
If this ends up here in the Senate, we certainly do not need jurors to start brainstorming witness lists for the prosecution and demanding to lock them in before we've even heard opening arguments.
We are not criminal prosecutors prosecuting a criminal defendant in court to send to jail. That's not what we're doing. We're members of Congress who are working to protect the country against a president who's committing high crimes and misdemeanors, that is, constitutional offenses against the people of the country. Now, lots of the conduct that we plead in our specific articles alleging abuse of power and obstruction of Congress themselves could become part of criminal indictments later on.
The House impeachment vote set for tomorrow moves President Trump one step closer to a Senate trial where the Republican majority has said the president's conduct does not warrant impeachment.